Hey guys, I'm back with another market update part 2, so let's get started. So as of today, I'm starting to track Destined rivals officially in the spreadsheets. I kind of forgot that it'd be on TCG Play already, and yeah, there've already been good bit of sales, and when you see enough sales like this, there's enough data here to get a good sense of like at least what some sort of prices and where price fluctuations will actually be more meaningful. So I looked at all the products they had available, and again, like with Journey Together, it was these three products, and also I'm seeing similar patterns to Journey Together. Like not quite the same pricing exactly, but like there are similar patterns. Because what Journey Together was surprised a lot of people was sort of the drop. Some people weren't surprised that yeah, if you bought Journey Together booster box $300 right before release, that it's probably a little too expensive. But like a lot of people were just not used to the booster box drop in general, especially a lot of people who are new to the market. Like after like the recent quote unquote crash of Journey Together, people were like, "Oh, why are the prices going down? Everything's going to zero." It's like, no, booster boxes drop all the time. It's actually kind of strange when they don't drop. Surging Sparks was like sort of an exception because it was sort of the start of a really hype set and bull market. It just had a lot of things going for it, so it just kept going up. Like I just remember looking at the graph for Surging Sparks all the time and seeing it go up. Journey Together though, it's so expensive that it's a little more similar to a normal booster box in that sense. A lot of booster boxes they will overshoot in price and then go down at release. And also it's different than specialty sets, which has product going on in waves because there's like different products like all these like over here versus like booster box like the normal sets they don't really have like a lot of new products coming out except for collection boxes which don't have like just their packs. So yeah, for Destined Rivals, the current pricing is are these prices, and I'm going to go through the graphs in a sec, but more importantly, I'm going to go over just the price per pack. And luckily, I have the Journey Together stuff right above it. So I started tracking like Journey Together starting on the 10th on TCG Player, and I think some of this was like eBay pricing, and then eventually I got to like TCG Player pricing. I remember, yeah, over here on the 28th, that's when I started tracking on TCG Player. But when you look at the price per pack, like you'll see things. You'll see that um, the booster box is like the cheapest, and then the ETB is roughly the ETB and the PCTB. They're roughly about like twice as much. Um, and actually, where do I have one with the bundles? So the PCTB actually it's usually a little more than that, but I want to go yeah actually over here. So um, this is like a little less extreme, but you'll see like here and here like booster box on the 12th of March. It's $6 times two is about 13, and the bundles are a little less than the ETBs price per pack wise. So it's kind of like it's not like exactly the same, but it kind of varies day by day. But you see over here, booster boxes um, are $8. Most of at two, that's about 16.60. So ETBs are roughly like twice as much, like $17 is a little more, and then bundles are like sometimes they're like twice as much, sometimes they're a little less, sometimes a little more, but like $14 versus like $16 isn't too far off. If I do like the percentage like that divided by that, like it's 68% of the 68% more than the booster box price. So like in that sense, we're seeing like similar patterns, and therefore it's nice to see the predictability. What happened with booster boxes, what happened to Journey Together is that the booster boxes end up leveling off. Like the price differences start leveling off. Like I told you guys, like these are too expensive for ETBs and bundles. If the booster box is going for that expensive, do not expect the bundles and the ETBs to be like this much more price per pack. If I look at Journey Together today, especially around the crash, like you see price per pack, the bundles, it's a little hard to see here, but bundles are only like about, it's less than $1 more than the booster box. And then for the ETBs are like about like, are a little less than $2 more, but there's no doubling effect. The only doubling effect is actually with the PC ETB, which makes sense. Like PC ETBs are really popular because of the promo card, very valuable. They're a little harder to track because there's not as many sales. But yeah, like that's why like don't FOMO on the ETBs and bundles. Like we're seeing that unless like there is something like a really good promo card or whatever, but like we already know the promo card for Destined Rivals, it's that Wobbuffet. If it was a Mewtwo, probably it would probably be worth a little more. But yeah, like when prices are this weird, yeah, don't overbuy into the hype. If you're a seller, sell into the hype maybe. I don't know about cancellation or whatever, but it's definitely worth it if you're seeing if you go to the high. Let's say booster box goes like $400, and you're able to sell at that much more price per pack. Like you did a great amount of profit because it's definitely gonna drop. But yeah, right now booster boxes are $300. Yeah, that's actually a lot lower than it was before. Before I was selling for like 350 or 500. ETBs are 160, and the bundles are $84. And the selling rate on TCG Player, it's been dropping. Yesterday was 15. Before it was more like 40s or 50s. ETBs are selling. Actually, ETBs demand is going up. Actually, this also happened with joining together a little bit. Like booster box demand was like and then a lot of people just really like buying ETBs and bundles. I will say the difference between joining together and normally and Destined ETBs is that the ETBs look way better, so that will have an impact. So I don't think it'll be exactly the same, but yeah, the fact that like it has a different coloring style than the PC ETB, and it just looks a lot cooler. And it's like because a lot of people collect ETB just to collect them, just to look at them. Like it will have a different effect than ETBs. But the bundles are like people just discard those. Like there's nothing special about the booster bundle, so definitely don't buy it into FOMO those. If you make a case for ETBs, I say maybe that's fair, but bundles is not. Okay, so probably went a little too long on that Destined Rivals thing, but yeah, I'm just like, I've seen this before. I was tracking Trade Together for like a whole like 2 months. Trade Together, it's still around $215 price per pack wise. I mean $215 for a booster box. That's kind of the lowest you can get. So I'm pretty sure even if I do the division again, oh wait, that should be that divided by 6. So yeah, even if you buy a case, the cheapest you'll get is about $213.94, which is like $214. So yeah, I think that this does feel like this is like the bottoming off. Like booster boxes are not gonna get below like 215, or maybe there'll be like one weird drop, but it does seem like eventually the lack of supply is gonna catch up with it. People are selling these off like crazy, and a lot of people, especially because there are a lot of new people in the market, they're just like, oh, I want my quick money, or I'm really scared, and blah blah. Also, it is pretty scary to buy booster box at this price, so I get it. But yeah, this will revert back. It's selling at still 30 plus 57, so it's gone to about 90. Yeah, that's 32 plus 30 plus 57. That's about 89. So it dropped. Booster boxes officially selling less than 100 boxes per day now. So yeah, we are seeing a decrease. If it drops to like in the 50s or 20s, then I'll be a little more concerned. 90 is a little more reasonable. But yeah, I don't really think it will drop that much more than this if it drops at all. ETBs are more steady at 84. You see it's more of a gradual sort of drop. And then for Pokemon Center ETBs, I don't know, it's just random spikes. Like I'll see like it's really low, and then it goes like back high to like 30. I really feel like these are really undervalued with the promo card. I want to see the data of the grading rates of the promos. If the grading rates are hard, like this card's also gonna be expensive. And the booster bundles, it's kind of normal at about 100 per day, still about 90. All right, so for Prismatic, this excited me because I've been talking for the longest time on how like bundles are gonna go up, and yeah, they're now at $84. Like these things were selling for like 70 or 75. People were like way undervalued them. At $84, these are about $14 a pack. So that's a big jump. This is where people are not just gonna buy. Like people are gonna think twice about buying bundles because when they do the math, they're like, oh wait, that's pretty expensive. Like $14 a pack. Are there any cheaper options? And yeah, I do see, as expected, the supply is now below 600. Like I've been looking at supply. It's been 600 for a little bit, but I was like, this thing's gonna keep going down. Like there's too many being bought, and you got 100 were bought yesterday. It's been selling about like 100 consistently, and yeah, it's about time like we're we're not that far. We've crossed like I don't know when this was released. I feel like it's been like a couple of weeks now. Yeah, supply is running out. These things are not unlimited. People are treating them like they are. Um, for the prismatic for the ETBs also funnily enough like they went back up to like 140. They were at 140 around the end of March. Pretty consistently they were at like 141 and 142 for a little bit. Um, but yeah, it's kind of recovered, and yeah, I said that they recovered back from like the drop. They dropped to like 130 the other day. Yeah, they're recovering, and they're even like overriding all the like the decreases from the other decreases from April. So ETB demand's also going up a lot. So it's also really interesting. People are buying. That's actually a really good sign for ETBs because um, people are buying more as the price is increasing. I know the first couple of spikes was because the price went lower, but like if the spikes keep going up, that's a little bit of a FOMO effect. And I said like this happens sometimes when there's like when you get it's a betrayal of trust sort of thing. If you think that something, if you're hopeful for something, and you're like, oh, they're gonna drop, and you're like, wait, are these not gonna drop? Then you start questioning like all your sort of assumptions and whatever. You're like, wait, um, am I about to miss out on this? Like, is this? It's actually a really good price, and then more and more people will start like buying things. So yeah, we are seeing a little extra spike in demand. So Prismatic is doing pretty well right now. Um, but yeah, the ETBs are up $2. The bundles are up $2. Tin displays are down by $1. PC ETBs are down by $1. Pouches are down by $1. But there's a funny thing about that. And yeah, text stick, Leafeon texts are back up to $3 and with that like the only now we're back to more normal territory where the only price per pack below $13 are the poster collections. Um, and yeah, where there's some disruptions from booster bundles or some disruption from reprint news, but now we're back to kind of normal behavior. Even packs are kind of back up to like 13.20. So yeah, Prismatic is now more expensive. Everything up here in these sections are above like 13.50. The only cheap things are poster collections and maybe some of the text stickers and loose packs. But yeah, yeah, the only thing is like these poster collections. If these things go up, it's gonna show like a significant shift. Packs sold a bunch of them yesterday at 182. I put 13.12 as the price because, or 13.14. Put 13.19 as the price because of this seller here. Because I look at quantity, so these two sellers are about the same price, and there's a good amounts. The rest of them, they're either like foreign languages or they're just like one or two listings with like one or two packs. Tin displays, something too interesting. PCTBs, nothing too interesting. Super premium collections, they keep selling, but also like you do see the demand is going down. The graphs are higher over here than on this half of the graph. Makes sense because the price did go down. TCG player. Binders, demand's actually been kind of picking up. Actually, if you look at the recent spikes, I think people are buying up the cheap binders because these they go up to about 80. It's not really noticeable in the graph though, in the 3-month graph, but in the 1-month graph, there is a little like more like 10, at least 10 sold a day versus it was like a little more like, especially the slow period over here. It's more than the slow period, but not compared to the beginning of March. Surprise boxes, supply is actually going up, so I don't know if we'll see any price decreases soon. But like this was like at like 110 before, now it's all the way back to 130, so it added about like I don't know like 18-20 boxes. Supply just kind of demand's just a little low at like 6 boxes a day. Poster collections, a bunch were bought yesterday at 30-31. We're still seeing too much supply. It keeps staying at 450. We might finally start seeing some shifts as people just buy out these because they're cheaper than bundles. But we'll see. These Sylveon tins, I haven't been talking about much, but yeah, demand's been going down because the price is too high, and like this is what happens when hype kind of goes away. Mini tins are not really as like craved after before. These pouches are overpriced and no one's been really buying them because someone bought like the last remaining ones that were like cheaper on like around March 20th, and so people haven't been falling for it except for like this random one on March 31st and this random one on April 6th, and don't let those prices fool you, because if you look at selling data, you'll see like not $100 at $108 sold. So people kind of fall for it again. And so that's it for prismatic. Yeah, like if you have some prismatic, like congrats. And let's go look at Crown Zenith real quick. So the main difference of Crown Zenith as far as pricing was the packs seem to keep going down. You're now about 920. Yeah, I just see like it's been going down ever since the 28th. Like it did a big shift from $9 to 989 on the 28th. And it's been gradually going for 9.8, 9.7, 9.6, 9.5, 9.4, and then now 9.2. Like nothing too crazy, but yeah, no packs we bought yesterday. I think people are getting a little antsy, and I put the seller over here. They're selling at 920, which is still at like 925. So it's not a ton of packs, but yeah, I think as people are buying less of Crown Zenith because it's getting more expensive, so people are starting to offload it because it is still quite a bit of profit. Imagine you got them all for Sea and Skies, which a lot of them probably did. And yeah, even like Sea and Sky demand seems to be going down. Like I see 3 sold over here. I feel like people are starting to shift away from Crown Zenith to some extent for like cheap, for like they have to like think twice because it's just so expensive now. I'm seeing more picture listings where people are trying to break down the boxes for some discount, but like it's not that big of a discount. It's like still like $5. But yeah, demand is definitely going down over here. For picture listings, there were 2 picture listings sold, so it's actually more like 5 were sold yesterday. Not terrible, but definitely not like the 15 or 20 we're seeing before. ETBs are about the same. Bundles are going up in demand though. 13 were sold yesterday, so I wonder if we might be seeing increases of these. People are like they might be getting into investment mode at this point, where they're like, okay, I should buy booster bundles because like I want to hold long term, and these are really easy hold long term. Like storage space of these is amazing compared to Sea and Sky. And I'm 151. So yeah, Blooming Waters keeps going up. Really interesting enough, it's at 131 now, and what I'm noticing is that there's definitely a shift back to people buying packs, loose packs. So like I told you guys that like people are usually most interested in the bundles, the packs, and the Blooming Waters because of cheap packs. They just want open for like rip and ships or to open cells. They get the most activity, and yeah, it shifted from bundles getting a lot, which bundles are still getting a lot, to Blooming Waters getting more, but now Blooming Waters is slowing down, and packs are getting more attention now because like people just can't ignore the price per pack at this point. But yeah, so for bundles, demand's like actually went up a little bit. It's like 115. UPCs, nothing too interesting. But yeah, I go to packs. You see like the spikes. So like packs are kind of hard to track sometimes on a everyday scale because there's just random spikes where people will just buy a bunch to stock up. But do you see how like the bars over here are a lot higher than the bars over here, and they're more like concentrated? So that's where I'm saying like there's more demand. There's more like random days where people buy like 100, 200 packs, which it's more spread out and lower before. It makes sense. It's just a lot cheaper. People are starting to shift their behavior around. Yeah, I see a lot of them over here for 1017. It's really cheap. This is 100% seller too. Yeah, so packs are doing well, and then versus like Blooming Waters. So yeah, Blooming Waters, like it had like the spike period over here. Like even like 50 sold a day is amazing, and recently it's just like 15 a day. It's not like terrible, but definitely like a little bit of a slowdown. Just in terms of recent times. I think we might see more of that unless we get more Blooming Waters, and because the price is going up more and more. And see if there's anything else interesting. So this is normally TBs have been getting a good amount of demand the last 2 days, 10 per day. This is PCTBs. Not really too interesting. Zapdos boxes went back up to 54, so not a lot were bought, but yeah, 54 is more of a normal price for it, so it's kind of recovered after all that influx of supply. Binders, nothing too interesting. Posters, nothing too interesting. Alakazam boxes, I'm noting the quantity is going back down. So it's like there seems to be a pretty big shortage of these. Like, yeah, I think Pokemon's focusing on Zapdos boxes, so these Alakazam boxes really might be worth quite a bit in the future. And then, all right, that's it for today's video. Thanks, guys. Bye.